And then we were all commenting on like how messed up are we that we're like excited that there's like two convicted murderers in the background. I want to recap on my Jordan strategy.
Go for it.
I'd like to start there, if that's all right.
Yeah,
because
it's always all right.
The last one that we recorded, I had talked about possibly trying to get into some mid-range Jordans. So up until that point, I had only done kind of like base Jordans, nothing that would yield, tens of dollars, but instead just ones of dollars. And
Hey,
so
for the sake of the people who don't know what a mid-level Jordan is, what are we talking about? Like, give me an example of a mid-level Jordan card.
I mean, I don't know if there's like a specific definition. I consider it stuff that's gonna, it's not a graded Jordan that's gonna cost you $800. I don't think that's mid-range. I feel like that's a very pricey. So I guess the problem with answering that question is it depends on what somebody's shopping budget is, right? So
okay, so for you, your example, you're saying $10 Jordans.
So all right, so
like
to add context, up until my most recent Whatnot stream, I was selling Jordans where the raw value probably ranged from $2 to, let's say, $7, and that would be like, those are kind of like the ones that, like you see them in the junk wax a lot. Like you just see a lot of them. They're not hard to get, but they're Jordans, so they're always going to carry a little bit of value. And so I would get a bunch of those Jordans, and what was good was like, Matt and I could go to the flea market together and get a bunch of those cards and then flip them pretty easily. Like we could get them at a decent price and sell them and whatnot, make money. However, on the last recording that we did, I had talked about this guy who did his first show, and he would randomly put on. He started all of his Jordans at $3. But for example, there was like a Jordan. Matt, what's it called? Like Jordan Electrified, Jordan Electric, something like that?
I don't actually know. I'm sorry.
All right, so we'll just call it the Electric Jordan. And it's a really cool looking card, and the raw value of that is probably in the $40s or $50. Like, and then if you get it graded, obviously it's a lot more. But so this guy was selling those types of cards. He was selling like 1988, like decent cards, some of them graded, some of them raw. But he would start them all at $3, and they would sell for a lot of money. And so I was impressed because I felt like, man, this was his first show, and he was already selling cards and getting $70, $80, $90 per card. So now I want to kind of recap what happened for me. So I did this, my most recent stream, I sold essentially 3 levels of Jordans, and I decided the level. So like I knew their value. So obviously like I didn't decide the value, but I would decide like, okay, I'm willing to start these at 3. I'll start these at 5, and I'll start these at like a higher number. So I did 3 levels. I did 3 Jordans that were just like base level Jordans, and I started them at $3. The reason why I did 3 Jordans is I kept them in penny sleeves because the shipping for that is under an ounce. So if you do 3 cards in penny sleeves, it's still under an ounce. So it makes it worth it for buyers to get 3 Jordans for $3 and not have to pay too much on shipping. That was kind of like one layer.
Can I ask, did people bid those up?
Yeah, I'd say like, well, it depended on how many people were in the room. So that was pretty much like, I would always keep coming back to that. But yeah, I'd say on average, I was selling those for like $6, $7, maybe $8.
Okay.
And then what I would do for the same product, like I wouldn't have to change the shipping or anything. I would also do 2 Jordans that I felt were like a little bit better, but they were in top loaders. So I'd either do like lots of 3 or lots of 2. They all started at $3. They all sold. I'd say like I probably sold them on average for like $5 or $6. Like if I were to do the average, I haven't done the numbers on it, But then what I did was I took two more categories. One that I called premium, and all that is like that's not an official term. That was just the term I labeled them, and I put them all in mags. They were my premium cards, and I knew they were more valuable, so I wasn't just like picking and choosing. I picked like they were cards that scan for higher values. I would put them in mags and I would sell them one at a time. And the starting bid was $5. And then what I did, I had a third round. I only had 6 cards, but they were like all pretty cool inserts, kind of rare inserts. And I started each of those at $23 in honor of Jordan's number 23. And I got to say, it went very, very well. Like the $5 ones definitely sold for more than $5, but I got them for less than $5. So I guess I got to factor in the mag price too, but that's like an extra 30 cents. It's not a lot. So they were all selling for maybe $7 or $8 for a single Jordan. And then I sold all of my ultra premiums, as I categorize them. And those all were like starting at 23, but they all went up. I sold the electric one, I think, for $60. I sold a black diamond for maybe like $55. So needless to say, I think I'm going to pursue that more. I feel like that was definitely successful enough for me to keep experimenting with.
Well, and definitely, I think it helps buyer fatigue, just having like different categories, even though you didn't change your player that you're selling.
Agreed.
So like I get some cheap ones, good. All right, I'll grab one premium, I'll grab one mid-tier. And that's why I think you should add like other Jordan, like things like Funko Pops or like posters or old Jordan magazines. Like I'm trying to push my Beckett's on you, but I'm out of Jordan Beckett's. Well, I got one more. But point is I think having other Jordan paraphernalia is like helpful to break up kind of the fatigue.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the fatigue is a real thing. It's kind of weird. How long do let's say if you do that, like let's say if you go to put Beckett's on there, how many will you put on there if you're not getting bids until you pivot to something else?
I'll just do like 2.
And if no bids, you'll just...
I mean, keep in mind, I get all the Beckett's for free and I have like 200 of them. So, they were just given to me, someone's collection. They would just clean out their attic. They were going to throw it out. So they're like, do you want it? So I said, of course.
What do you typically sell them for?
Like eBay, I have them up at like $15 and I sell 1 or 2. Whereas I put them on at 5 and I hope they go more. Like the Jordan's ones went in the 20s, but some of the other ones went like $6 or $7, $8. What I've been trying to do with them is most of the Beckett's advertise a card on it. So like right now I have a Scottie Pippen Beckett from, I don't know, 94. And in it has a Scottie Pippen card, but I include that card in the sale. So it's the Beckett and the card, and I started at $5. And to be honest, that didn't go in my last stream. I was like kind of surprised. I did it before with a Shaq version, and it went big. It went like $22, $23.
Hey, have you guys thought about switching up your strategy a little bit with your whatnot and actually getting in front of the camera yourself and actually like instead of I've seen your streams and you're just showing the card and the camera's on the card and it's fine. But do you think it might be more engaging if you were actually there talking to your audience and they saw you face to face? I don't know if you want yourself to be seen. I don't know what your weird deals are, but I was curious to know if that was something that you would consider doing.
Good question. I mean, I guess I consider doing it. I don't really want to. I think 2 reasons. One, it's not a full-time job, so I still want to kind of maintain the integrity of my full-time job. Not that I'm doing anything I'm worried about, but I don't know. It's just weird. And then number 2,
you're not wearing pants right now, so I think integrity might be out the window.
That was a joke, and we're recording, but like, yes. Number 2, I have my kids do it with me, and I don't want their faces going on.
No. You'd never put your kids' faces on there, but you're pretty mug. That could work.
Yes.
No, I don't. I don't think you should. You should get that close to the camera. I don't think anyone should. But I don't know. I just think we're talking about the psychology of selling, and all they can see is your hands in a
Yeah.
card, and it's fine, and they can hear your
And I
voice.
bite
I
my
think it's
fingernail, so it's rough.
you should get a hand model that does it.
Yeah.
Look at it. I don't know. Just
So I've
curious.
seen a couple channels that they have like almost like a split screen where you see half and half. And to me, I don't exactly know how to do that, but I think if I were going to reveal my beautiful face to my whatnot crew, I probably would do it that way. And I think it might be more appealing because I sell a lot of packs and I'll rip them for whoever buys them. And so that might be kind of fun because I get excited when I pull players that I like. So even if it's somebody else's pack, I enjoy the process of finding a Dominique Wilkins or an Akeem Olajuwon or somebody cool from the 90s like that, that even though their card's not super valuable, it's just fun to, I don't know, it kind of brings you back to childhood. So I get excited and I scream a lot and cheer and get into
Yeah.
it. So I wonder if like it might be a fun experience for people, or I don't know though, like it also might just be stupid because like why do they need to see me scream and cheer? Like they can hear it and I don't
Why
know.
do they need to buy any of this? So
Well,
I guess
it's their hobby and they like it.
yeah.
They like these
Hmm.
cards.
But
They don't necessarily like my face.
Joe, I'd also say though, like you're right in that building trust matters, right? Especially in a 10-second auction when you don't necessarily have time to value the card. But I would say because they're repeat buyers a lot, we've kind of built that trust over time.
Mhm.
So like I have a lot of the same people coming back
Yeah, me
in
too.
my streams. And you actually it's like a cool, I don't know if cool's the right word, but like a
I know what you're
interesting
saying.
little
It's
community.
not the right word. Yeah.
Yeah,
I know
cool.
exactly what you're saying. Yeah.
But it's like
Super nerdy, but
you
yes,
get to
cool.
know some people
I
and they
agree.
check on like as a coach, they'll check on how my team's doing, like beyond just buying stuff. And so I
I think
think
you're just being stuck. I don't think they shouldn't be checking other aspects of your life.
the point being is they don't know where I coach. They'll just ask me about the score of my latest games and things like that. And
Yeah. And
I
your
think
address.
we built that trust.
Your address.
Yeah. All right, never mind. Never mind.
No, I do hear I'm sorry. I do know what you're saying because I do agree. I actually find like I guess one thing I was not planning on at all is how much I would enjoy streaming. So I like the aspect of selling them and making a profit, obviously, but that was what I assumed I would enjoy. What I didn't assume I would enjoy was like people make comments on the stream and there's a back and forth that happens that I guess I didn't anticipate, and it's fun, and especially where like I'll miss like is it the Chris Jackson card with, or is it Mark Jackson, one of the Jacksons that has
I
the
don't know. You said
Menendez
Mark
brothers?
Jackson. Yeah, Mark
Yeah,
Jackson has
okay,
the Menendez brothers.
all right,
I don't know
so
this for a fact. I'm just going off your
yeah,
stream. Yeah.
is it Mark Jackson, Matt? It is,
I
right?
I don't know. I
Yeah,
think
all
so.
right,
With the
we'll say it's Mark Jackson.
program.
Yeah. So the Menendez brothers, here I am going through the cards. I see Mark Jackson, and I don't think anything of it because I'm just going through a pack, and Mark Jackson's not like a notable name that's going to prompt me to scream. And yet somebody on the stream said, "Wait a minute, go back to the Mark Jackson. I think that's the Menendez brothers card." So like I pull it up and I'm going through, and I'm like cheering because that guy was right. And on the stream, people were interacting with one another and commenting like, "Oh my god!" And then we were all commenting on like how messed up are we that we're like excited that there's like two convicted murderers in the background,
It's
and we
kind
were
of
like, "What?"
funny because like
Wait, did
What?
they have front row seats?
Yeah,
yeah,
they
Were they
were
front
they were
row?
courtside. They were
yeah, I'm looking
courtside,
at
so
the
they were
card right
right
now. Yeah,
there.
it
It's
is
a
Mark
great card.
Jackson. Yeah.
Yeah.
Were the
I
Menendez
had a
brothers well off?
similar interaction
Yes, they were very
about.
wealthy.
I had someone who asked me a while back for Aaron Hernandez cards, and I didn't
Oh,
have any. So
Ooh.
I know. So I went on eBay and I bought like 8 or 10 of them, just
Oh
like
God.
I don't know. And then all of a sudden, I put one
You
up.
have no soul.
And I was like, do anyone want Aaron Hernandez? And there was like, first of all, it was a bidding frenzy, number one.
You're
Number
kidding.
two, it was kind of like, it turned into like, the joke was like, is this a murder stream? Like
Right.
people were asking for OJs. People were asking for like
God.
Henry Ruggs who committed vehicular homicide. I randomly had a
God.
Henry Ruggs.
You
Then they
had
wanted,
you had them all. Yeah.
yeah. And then they wanted Johnny Manziel, which was not a murderer, but an alcoholic.
Yeah. Like he has his problems, but it's really unfair to put him in that category.
But it was like this funny interaction banter that we all had while we kind of felt uncomfortable, but did it anyways.
Yeah. But needless to say, I do agree with the fact that there is this community component. And then back to your original question, Joe, I think possibly showing who the person is behind the cards and all that, I think might make it more engaging for some people. I think some people won't care at all, and they're there just to find good deals on cards, and that's cool too.
And some people are there just to get givvies, and that drives me crazy.
Givvies, like freebies?
Yeah, like free
freebies.
giveaways. Yeah.
Yeah,
But can't you just lock them out if they don't buy something? Can't you do that?
No, well, you could, but
Oh,
then
you'd
the
lock
buyer's
me out
giveaway
every
is only.
time. I mean,
No, I just do. You have to follow, and then because my whole point of givvies is to get follows to build up my algorithm. But and I get it because my kids do this all the time where they sit in streams and try to get givvies. So I don't really care, but like I don't know, just like bid on one thing. Like even if you don't get it, just bid occasionally.
So can I tell a story about how we're talking about like community and how like I legit had my heart broken in this community because we were streaming, or it was maybe like 2 or 3 streams ago.
Did you hold on? Did he just awe you?
Yeah. I truly,
his widow heart was broken.
I was hurt. It hurt my feelings because I had this. I was streaming. I probably only had like 20.
Can we name
or so
this episode
people.
"Heartbroken"? By the way,
Heartbroken.
Yeah.
Well, listen. It was. I really felt it, and it threw me for a loop. So here's what happened. So I was streaming. I had this guy. I'm not going to say the username, but there was this buyer on there. He was buying a bunch of stuff from me. He was buying packs. He was buying cards. And he was in the comments left and right. And we were connecting to the point where I think I even joked, like, are we friends now? Right. So I joked. Right?
You do make that joke a lot, though. Like,
I know, because I mean it, though, because I really feel it. For like, we'll connect on a level where I'm like, I really feel like we're friends. And then when the stream is over, I might never talk to you again. This kills me. And then, but anyways, even worse, not only did we talk again, but it's because he wrote a negative review. And the betrayal I felt, the backstabbing
Did he
I felt.
say your friendship was condescending? Did he do that? Was that the review?
No. So the review itself, it was actually, I mean, I don't think it was cool. He probably should just direct message me through the app, but he basically, his complaint.
Can you read it? Do you have it?
Yeah, actually, I can read it. I just want to make sure I don't read the username.
No, he'll remain anonymous.
Well, I mean, I guess technically he left a review, so you can see. You'll be able to see it if you go to my reviews. But I'll let you do that. Hold on, let me just find.
I'm not going to do that. I'll let you read it.
No, I'm just saying if anybody were listening to this and they actually wanted to see it, but I'm actually hoping it gets pulled down soon enough. Right now, it's still there. So it's actually kind of funny. So he gave me a 3.2, which brought my average of 5 stars. So just overall, I'll read the whole thing. He gave me a 3.2. And he wrote, the wax packs opened up way too easily as there was zero give when opening. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen, which, by the way, like, really craziest thing you've ever seen. Like you've had the most boring life ever.
Yeah.
I've never seen that.
So.
I've never seen that before. And it was very, and I quote, suspicious. And I felt like hurt and offended because we had bonded during that stream. And the idea that he would think I'm like some shady guy, like resealing packs or whatever, it truly hurt me. It hurt my inner core because it's like, I get why those people exist, But that dude and I bonded for 2 solid hours, and I was ripping so many packs on his behalf, and everything was great. And then he leaves that review.
Well,
And
wait a
then the
minute.
worst part of it.
Hold on a second.
What?
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
So he saw you opening packs, right? So he saw you do
Yeah.
it. Now, are you saying his complaint was when he received his own, he went to go rip them open, and he's like, "Hey, this looks like
Well,
it's been resealed."
I reached out to him, and he eventually we figured out like the specific pack. So it wasn't all the packs. It was one pack basically one pack. I mean, the part that's frustrating is I sold them maybe 10 different packs, and of those 10 different packs, there were probably 4 different brands. So
And these are from like the 90s, right?
yeah, and so
And who
that's the
knows
thing.
how
Like,
adhesives work, for over that length of time. Like, yeah.
right, and yeah. So I don't know. I guess it's frustrating to me because I don't know.
Did you
I
cry?
feel like it. Did I cry?
Did you cry? Did any
I
tears come out of your eyeballs?
Nothing, no water poured out of my eyes, but I felt it. I do what I cried. It's a guy cry. I
Okay, I
cried.
cry. Did you just hold
Yeah.
it back and
So I
sniffle a
didn't have
little?
any tears, but if I allowed myself to be vulnerable for a moment, I would have. That's what that is. But I didn't allow that to happen. But anyway, so I reached out to this guy and I was like, I'm so sorry. But here's the worst part is I tried to respond to his review publicly, but I mistakenly hit send halfway through it. So it's just like a half written response, and it's so it doesn't look great. Um and then I had to reach out to him, and I'm trying to get him to drop it, and I think he will, because basically I ended up refunding him for the packs. I sent him some money for the packs, and I said, look, I'm so sorry. If you could remove the review, that would be greatly appreciated. I've refunded you for the packs. Matt, you're muted, so you're talking and I can't hear you.
Doesn't that almost make it out like you did do it though by refunding them?
I don't care. If the guy, I'm not going to let. Honestly,
This isn't a court of law. I mean, you're not
right.
admitting.
It's he. I just view it as like I'm not even gonna. I don't care about the optics. If this guy truly thinks he got screwed, I'd rather him get his money back. I'm not gonna actually. I don't want for 1 second to feel like to have anybody think that I'm trying to actually like screw them over. I feel like that's.
Well, can I ask you another question?
No.
Please.
Is
No.
there a chance that you got screwed on the purchase side, that they were resealed and like you bought it like that?
So of course there's I would say whenever you buy packs off eBay, that's always a possibility. And if that happened, I mean, I ripped them. I felt like the as a person who rips a lot of retro packs, again, my name is Retro Ripping. I would say they felt pretty normal. So I guess the other hard part is like it's winter. They got shipped. I don't know if they were sitting in cold conditions, if that messed with the adhesive at all. I don't know. But so I don't think anything, I know for a fact I didn't do anything wrong. It's possible that I bought them from somebody who resealed them, and this guy's just like more aware of it than I am. But regardless, I still said, okay, here's your money back for those particular packs. It'd be great if you could pull the negative review down. Obviously, he hasn't because I just read it to you. But the original point was we were a community. We make real friendships, and then betrayal can occur. So
Can I ask you one more question about that?
please do.
Was there any Jordans at all in the packs you ripped on that show?
Yes.
So then I don't even get his logic then. Because like
I
if you were
agree.
going to reseal it, those are the ones you'd pull out.
That was 100%. And there were like a lot of decent players in the ones that I pulled, like the ones that I ripped. So if somebody resealed them, he didn't just throw like no names in there. He threw like decent players in there, including that I think it was a 90 Fleer. Yeah, a 90 Fleer Jordan. And he put it in there if he resealed it. So, but anyways, that's one thing. And then for the sake of time, how long have we been going? Oh, so we should probably wrap it up though. Have we been going for too long?
I think we end on Heartbreak. You want me to tell my bad review story?
Yeah, we got about 5
please.
more minutes. I think we got about.
Okay,
yeah.
let's wrap it up on your
All right.
Heartbreak.
I wouldn't say I was heartbroken. I didn't cry, and we resolved it very well. But
Did you cry?
I think when I saw it, I felt like whenever I felt like this. like that's how I felt when I saw it, like angry and undeserved. So mine was about the shipping process. So they basically said that I never sent them the card. And I was like thrown off because like I know I put it in the mail. Like, what is going on? I actually looked at when he purchased it and it was like 3 days earlier. So one of the things I just reached out to him and explained that I used standard mail, which takes like 5 to 12 days depending on where you live, because it keeps it cheap for the buyer. And like you should know that going in. And he basically wrote, "Yeah, and I just got it. My bad." And so like I said, "Well, could you take the review down?" And he said, "No problem." So it was like frustrating at first because I think a lot of people don't understand you're trying to save them money by changing the way you ship, and then you get kind of crap for it. I got a question on eBay about the same exact thing. Literally today. The card shipped out about 6 days ago. Post office doesn't ship on federal holidays. I think it overlapped. It might have been 7, overlapped Martin Luther King Day and a weekend. And so he's like, I don't understand why I haven't gotten it yet. And even the projected timeline says February 1st in terms of eBay's own timeline. And yet they're still reaching out, asking questions about it. So like, to be fair to him, he reached out to me, didn't put in a review, nothing bad like that. But like, it definitely feels like it's an injustice, like when they kind of don't know what they've agreed to in the shipping process.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that was sad. I think Mike's story was a little sadder. If I had to.
Well, Mike, it questioned his integrity. Mine was just like laziness.
When I first read it, I shut my phone off, put it down, and just sat still for like 15 minutes. And my whole family was like, "What's wrong?" And I was like, "I don't want to talk about it." Like, I'm out. Like, it hurt me deeply. It made me like, there was a moment in my head where I actually said, "What's the point in any of this?"
At any point did you go out onto your back deck?
I mean, well, hold on. I actually kind of get that.
I just walked into the woods and
just walked in the woods, took a little hiatus.
So hold on. To get back to is there a point in any of this comment? I kind of get that because this is all a hobby. Like we're not really.
Yeah.
It's not game changing money. We're not like doing this full time.
Man, I meant life. I didn't.
Not you went even deeper. Oh, you were cut deep.
No. But I actually meant the hobby, and like because I was kind of like, why am I like? So now I'm like customer service. Like why am I doing this? Like this isn't my profession. Why am I choosing to now be vulnerable to some random dude who doesn't like the packs in the way that I do? Yeah. I know.
So I actually think I get that if it were 2 viewers that I have that come on every single stream I do, they'll like mod my show for me. I'll jump on their stuff. Ryan did a show the other day, or actually not the other day, this morning. And like they came on just to like cheer him on for doing it on his own. And yet, so if one of those 2 gave me a bad review, I would feel so betrayed. Like I would feel heartbroken. They're like legit friends at this point.
Yeah, and then on top of that, in addition to the Heartbreak, this guy bought so much stuff. So it's like I kind of don't want to lose him. He was like,
has he bought stuff since?
No, but we like literally we started to patch this up today. So I'm just going to need to put in time and give him space and just wait this out, and eventually,
heals all wounds.
I think BS. I think this is his move.
And you know what? If it is, you fooled me once. Shame on you.
I think as a joke, you should send him a resealed pack. It was a little note inside being like, wink, wink.
Yeah.
Or just send him a pack that's totally ripped open and be like, this is what it was. What's your problem?
It's not even.
And it has mysterious white powder all over it. Just scares the guy.
Just baby powder. Just kidding.
I got dark.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
I was thinking like
that would be inappropriate.
Like I don't know.
Yeah, we should wrap it up, guys.
Yep. I think we hit time. All right. Well, that was fun, and I enjoy next time.
Goodbye.
Peace. Bye.